Top Rank cut ties with HBO?
What? When did
You
you?
don't know.
No,
You don't know the
no, I
story.
do not know
All
this.
right. You may feel free to Google it while I tell the story, because I followed it all week.
Get out of here.
This is what it means to be on Twitter, Andrew.
Get out
You
of
are
here,
one
Lee.
step behind the social. Bob Arum quotes no less. Bob Arum quotes no less. So they're not going to promote the next Manny Pacquiao fight, which has been confirmed. We all know that. Bob's on his way out there to go, give a quick handy to the Pacquiao, right? And get his dots on an I and a cross on a T. And most of the training camp is going to be out in the Philippines because, putting Freddie Roach under a high-pressure flight for many hours is great for his Parkinson's, I'm sure. I'm positive it is. If it were me, I'd put him on a private flight, but hey, whatever. Now, all that said, HBO is not going to put on his next fight. How did you miss this story?
I have no idea. Keep
Are
going.
you looking it
Yeah,
up?
I'm looking for it right now. Keep going, Lee.
You're telling me you can't see it.
Not in the first Google search, no, sir.
HBO Top Rank. Hold on. Now you're making me doubt what I saw on social media. Now we're both doing it. Welcome to Guys Searching the Web
Damn,
Simultaneously.
it's Lee's fault, everyone. He's bringing up articles that I don't know about.
Okay. HBO. I want to even give credit to the organization that broke the story. HBO Top Rank.
They'd be foolish. HBO would be foolish. Look, I'm going to be very nervous if this story does.
There it is. It's right on the front page. Fight Saga broke the story first 2 days ago. If you Google HBO Top Rank Manny Pacquiao.
Okay.
It's right at the top in the news.
All right, well, go ahead. Read it.
All right, I'm going to give Fight Saga, who got it, page 1. After an impressive and lucrative run on HBO pay-per-view, it seems that Manny Pacquiao's bout will not be receiving the special Lampley, Kellerman, Letterman, Jones treatment at ringside for November. The special promotion tools for 24/7 countdown to the road to customarily blah, blah, blah. According to Manny's longtime promoter, Bob Arum of Top Rank Inc., the world-renowned tandem will not be working with HBO Sports to promote their upcoming November special. Quote, we're going to be distributing Pacquiao Vargas in other ways, but it will definitely not be distributed by HBO pay-per-view, stated the Hall of Fame promoter.
Wow.
Wait, the last time Pac-Man was featured on an alternative boxing platform was on May 7th, 2011, when a seemingly prime Manny Pacquiao defeated Sugar Shane Mosley in a lopsided point decision on Showtime pay-per-view because the event performed extremely well, posting an impressive 1.3 million pay-per-view buys. HBO came crawling back to Top Rank, giving not only the 8-division world champion another multi-fight deal, but granting several headlining dates to former Top Rank superstars, including Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. There you go.
Yeah, that's scary. Look the only thing I can say about that, Lee, is Manny's last few fights, not including Floyd, obviously, haven't done good on pay-per-view at all. The
boxing scene.
The opponent they have chosen for Manny this time isn't well known to the public. Maybe HBO is tired of eating that bill. I'm still shocked, but we've seen a decline in the HBO boxing program here in the last year or so. They talked about how HBO had even cut funding for boxing, and now they're dropping Manny Pacquiao as a pay-per-view fighter. What also throws me off is, remember how we talked about HBO needs pay-per-view guys? This has to be a real hit to Team Vargas too, because it's kind of telling Team Vargas that HBO clearly doesn't think that they're going to be the ones that take their network into the future with the sport. So this has to be bad news for Jesse Vargas today or this week. Sorry, I missed this. I can't believe I missed this.
2 days ago, bro.
Yeah.
I broke it. You didn't.
Yeah, thanks, Lee. Thanks for keeping me up on those news. That news there, buddy.
Twitter. Twitter. All you got to do is set up a Twitter with feed. Just saying.
Man, Bob
Twitter.
Arum has to be really scared about this fight now. Without HBO's backing, that turns off a lot of the public. Yeah, diehard fans can only do so much by word of mouth. For a lot of us, Lee, we have played our cards out with the whole Mayweather and Pacquiao thing. It's sad but true, but there's a lot of people that don't really believe what people in the boxing world say anymore because it feels like they were robbed for those 5 years, and then they finally got the fight when both guys were really old. So word of mouth only goes so far right now in the sport. Top Rank needs HBO, and that's a major hit that they're dropping the Pacquiao fight. We seen earlier this year, Las Vegas didn't want to run with the Canelo Smith. Things are definitely happening right now. One of the reasons why is if you go down on the news and look at what Andre Ward pulled in his last fight with Alexander Brand, you see, Lee, that it only topped off at 742,000 homes, and while that's a low number. In the article, it says it's the sixth best HBO programming viewership this year. The sixth best. And it was only 742K. It's not good where we're going right now. Everyone keeps, all you fans that keep saying that, this Cold War, this PBC Top Rank war is a good thing and how Al Heyman's helping the sport. You're absolutely wrong. It's time for something to come to an end here, and these guys need to start fighting again. Seriously, it's way out of control, Lee. You know I love this sport, and even I'm a little fed up of what's going on right now. I mean, HBO just announced the other day, who is it, Curtis Stevenson? Whose fight? Oh, HBO just announced a bullshit fight the other day. Two middleweights, both have already been knocked out by Triple G. I have no idea why they're being brought back to the network, yet there's HBO announcing the fight for October. But yeah, the Andre Ward Brand, 742K. Then when you go down, and obviously now my internet wants to go slow on me. Do you have that article up, Lee?
No. Oh,
the Ward Alexander Brand? Average 700.
Okay.
It's at the bottom of the news list.
Yeah.
Go down.
Hold on.
Go down to the bottom of that article and look at the names that the HBO boxing program has put out for us this year.
Sure. The story that he's referring to is Andre Ward a no-show in LA press conference to announce Kovalev fight. Which, if you follow us on social media, I think I broke pretty well the minute it was kind of out. How'd I do? And by the way, I tell everybody, if you're into boxing, follow Steve Kim. Steve Kim breathes boxing. He and Dougie Fisher are pretty much right there all the time. And I hate to give any props to Doug Fisher, really. His ego doesn't need it. At the bottom, what are we talking about? Sergey Kovalev versus Isaac Chimbala.
Just Lee.
355,000. Rocky Martin. Okay, that was number 9
Lee,
in July 11th.
Lee, my point here is if you look at this list of HBO programming fights, right? These are all on HBO.
Yep.
There's not one fight on this list that's a 50-50. You have Golovkin versus Wade. We knew Wade was going to lose that fight. Kovalev versus Pacquiao. Pacquiao had already been knocked out by Kovalev. We knew he was going to lose the fight. Barrera Ward, Lundy Crawford, Vargas Salido, Ward Brand, Ortiz Thompson. It doesn't stop. Where are the fights where you have two champions, two 50-50 guys that are possibly going to win this match? This whole year, we've been shown nothing but sparring matches. It's not stopping. It's continuing. We already have to put money down to watch Saul Alvarez fight a guy who's never even been to this country. It's definitely showing where we're going. Them dropping Manny Pacquiao, this is not good. And I'm on the outside looking in, and I'm telling you, there's no way that this is good for our sport that HBO just dropped this fight.
So, should we officially say that Ward Kovalev is signed and Ward Kovalev is going down in Vegas?
I mean, look it. They're saying the rumor is that Andre Ward actually wanted this fight in Oakland, and they had to like convince him that it's not an Oakland fight. This should be in pay-per-view. I have no idea if the reports on the internet are true. We have to think that they
I have a room booked for that weekend, but I can cancel it.
Yeah, no, Lee.
Because if it is true and it is in Vegas when they say it is, that's going to be one of the biggest weekends in Vegas, bar none. I think this is an epic fight. Epic.
Anyone who knows boxing knows that this is the fight of the year. But Andre Ward clearly still cannot sell a ticket on his own. We don't know who's going to follow him out there. Sergey Kovalev very well could be the ticket.
I don't know. I got to be honest. Looking at his numbers with Ward Brand getting 742, Ward's made this list and he's fighting nobodies. Legit.
I totally understand that, but Lee, we're talking about 8,000 people, and the seats were anywhere from about $300 to like $25.
But here's the thing: Ward Barrera got 1 million viewers. Who the hell is Sullivan Barrera?
That was Andre Ward's first fight coming back, and
I get that.
His
still,
second fight.
1 million people on a pay channel to see him fight a nobody when he had been out of the limelight for how long? It's still pretty good.
I totally get that. We wish that the numbers would show up in his hometown.
No, because people like me are just pissed off. Unless it's something big and epic and on pay-per-view, we're not going to put out the money. We're not going to go to Vegas. I see it from the fan standpoint now because I see it that way.
Well, I think somebody would have demanded this fight. Andre Ward didn't even show up to the announcement. This fight hasn't really even been announced. All right? HBO was there. Kovalev and main events were there, but no Team Ward. Now, they're saying it was because he wanted to fight in Oakland, and for some reason, now he's been convinced that the fight should be in Las Vegas, which, like I said, Lee, is really strange to me. Why? Andre has been wanting to make the jump to Las Vegas for God knows how long. He always talks about it in his interviews that he wanted to fight in Las Vegas. Here he has the biggest fight of his career in the biggest setting that boxing can give, and you're trying to say no, you want to go back to Oakland. It's just really weird right now. Look, I hope they sign this fight. I hope the press tour starts, but I'm really not going to be convinced Andre Ward's committed to it until we get past all the training and everything. Look, this is a guy who's been injured multiple times in his career. A lot has to happen before these two get in the ring. First off, we got to at least see an announcement, and so far there's been no announcement. Yeah, look at Lee. I was there, obviously. Brand Ward. I was in Oakland. I was at the fight. After the fight, when they straight up asked Rock Nation if they could announce this as official, the face of Rock Nation said no. They didn't have a venue yet, so how could it be official?
I think they have the date. I think it's going to be Vegas. I don't see how it's going to be any other way.
There couldn't be no other way. There really shouldn't. This is the biggest fight we have. It belongs in Vegas.
So now Cotto versus Gamboa is the latest rumor. Yurkis Gamboa, the former Olympic gold medalist, two-time world champion, and current IBF number 5 ranked junior lightweight, on the long and winding road back to the middleweight division championship, reports Gamboa indicates close to an HBO deal to fight Cotto. I don't think this is a bad fight.
Oh, well, if you're a Cotto fan, if you're a Gamboa fan, this is suicide. Lee, he's jumping up 3 more divisions.
Yeah, but he has nothing else.
No, of course.
He's got to get paid.
Yeah, no,
it's
of course.
So late in his career.
He's burned every bridge in boxing.
He's got to cash a paycheck.
Cotto's retiring. This is a goodbye fight for Miguel Cotto. They're going to do this probably in, I think it was Miami. It's a perfect opponent. Gamboa is going to sell tickets to out there. Cotto knocks him out in, I think, 2-3 rounds, then says goodbye to the sport. Miguel has kind of locked himself out of all negotiations with everyone that wanted to fight him for whatever, being weight, being money, being location. He's really been a diva this last year and a half or so being out of the ring. With this opponent, Lee, I do not see him doing anything but saying goodbye. This is a farewell fight, possibly starts a farewell tour.